All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 9:48, and this session for
Question,
just a
Mayor
moment,
Lily.
just
Uh,
just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 9:48, and today's date is February 2nd, 2026. The mayor and council voted to go into closed session at 9:27 p.m. We voted to go into closed session under the general provisions of Article subsection 3-305, and it was for reason 7, to obtain legal advice from counsel. The reason that we closed the session was to discuss negotiation for an existing contract and obtain legal advice and the legal implications from that strategy. The persons attending the closed session, persons voting to go into the closed session were myself, Mayor Lilly, Councilmember McDonald, Councilmember Little, Councilmember Kennedy. Was there another person that voted in favor of going into closed session? I believe Council President Noble as well. Members attending the closed session were myself, Mayor Lilly, Council President Noble, Councilmember McDonald, Councilmember Kennedy, Councilmember Hines, Councilmember McDonald, Councilmember Little, Mr. Clay Jackson, Ms. Latoya Chisholm, Chief Daniel Ruffin, and Mr. Jason Deloach. The actions that were taken in the closed session were none, and the topics actually discussed were the ones we mentioned before going in, negotiations for a contract and legal advice to consider that. Is there any other comment or new business before we adjourn this meeting? Councilmember McDonald?
Yes, I just had a quick question. Do we have any anticipated queries or concerns that would, I guess, be of help and support for the residents during the Petra meeting that's coming up?
We do have some things we believe need to be asked, but it's a great question that there's council members who have additional items that will be good for FAQs or just to be addressed proactively in the meeting. Please make us aware of those and we can try to include that on the agenda or make sure that it's addressed. Councilmember Bronson.
Gotta
Councilmember Bronson,
unmute, Brown.
I see your hand up. You're muted if you're speaking.
I said, I thought you mentioned that we were going to add a section on the agenda for a new business because Councilwoman Hines had asked something. And I wanted to ask the attorney a question, and it's in reference to Resolution 1126 about the raise for the officers and the cost of living, that resolution altogether. And I
So
think
let's do the first things first. If there's going to be an amendment for new business to be added to the agenda, we need a motion to amend the agenda.
you said you were going to do it.
Is there a member who would like to offer a motion to amend the agenda for adding an item of new business?
Excuse me. I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add a section for new business.
Is there a second?
I second.
It has been moved and seconded that we amend tonight's agenda adding a section for new business. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Okay, hearing none, the ayes have it. The agenda is amended.
Okay, and my second question was I wanted to ask the attorney about Resolution 11-26. And the way the agenda was approved, in your opinion, is it open for challenges?
I mean, it could be. It's hard to anticipate what folks are going to do, but anytime there appears to be an inequity going on, and there's always that danger. But I mean, I wish I can give you something better than that, but there's always the opportunity for that.
Especially the way that the resolution was worded, and it wasn't broken up and it wasn't divided. And that was one of the things that we had mentioned that we should do. And also, just the idea of the resolution itself being after the fact of the payout. All these things, in your expert opinion, are they up for challenge?
It could be up for challenge, but I guess the argument will be in support of it is, you don't want to cure one mistake by making another mistake, and I think formalizing it through a resolution after the fact is probably a better way to handle it than not doing anything, or I think that's probably the better way to do it. I've seen that happen before in other municipalities. You want to take the bull by the horns and try to rectify the mistake.
Mm-hmm. So
But
in the resolution that was approved, it was some mistakes in that as well. So you think something should be rectified in this resolution?
yeah, I mean, if there's something that can be, if the resolution needs to be amended, or where you definitely have the right to do that. Okay. There was a lot of discussion. There was a lot of confusion.
Mm-hmm.
So if the elected officials are confused by it, then, a layman or, a resident reading it, or someone
Mm-hmm.
5 years from now would be confused also. So anything you can clean up, there's always a way to amend it.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make sure that everyone has a full understanding of it. And better yet, someone who's not on the council, who's obviously used to reading legislation.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure those individuals who are not as aware as the council, that they would understand it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilmember Hines, did you have an item of new business as well?
Yes, I did. I wasn't here for the past two sessions that and I see that we have a project going on, and I'd like to understand, I'd really like to make a motion on the table right tonight that we fire O'Connor.
Madam,
I'm not
Councilmember,
understand.
just a
I'm not
moment, just a
understanding.
moment, just a moment. We do not discuss personnel issues in open session. If you'd like to
No,
discuss
this
a
isn't.
specific,
No, it's not personal. It's not.
if you want to
It's the
discuss
project
a
manager.
personnel, I'm not willing to be talked over. If you want to discuss a personnel and their demotion or promotion or discipline, that needs to be done in closed session.
Be my advice, Madam Councilwoman.
I'm sorry.
That would be my advice. Those discussions should be in closed session, ma'am.
Okay. I mean,
So we have just come out of a closed session tonight. It sounds like there's something that needs to be discussed. And so what we should do is decide for a time when we can do a closed session, uh, and we can schedule that with appropriate notice and have the discussion the correct way. Is it the council's wish to go into closed session tonight or at a later date?
at a later date.
Okay. Councilmember Brownson.
Okay, I want to go back to this resolution -11-26. I would like to ask that we amend this resolution or write a new resolution so that it is clear, so that a layman can understand this. and it is clear, without questions or without reproach.
Okay. Well, thank you, Councilmember Hines and Brownson. Uh, if there is adequate support from other members, if other members want to chime in support of one of the two items of new business that were discussed, then they can potentially appear on the agenda. Is there any other new business or any other concerns before we adjourn this meeting tonight? All right, the time is now 9:59 and this meeting is adjourned.